I came across this quote from St. Augustine a few weeks ago. And the ink drawing that went with it was this stylized angel dancing.
That is so beautiful.
To be an alleluia from head to foot, from top to toe, from within, without. To be an alleluia in all you do, in who you are, in how we show up in the world, in every moment that we can remember to be an alleluia, to know that we live in spiritual principle, to know that we are divine beings. And we are also human beings. I don't know who I was talking to this week about I don't even remember, but what I remember is the most important piece of it was that we are spirit, soul, and body. We are a threefold being. We are a trinity. We are spirit, soul. Some people would say those are the same things. That we are body. We are human. In Unity, one of the metaphysical interpretations of the Trinity of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost is mind, idea, expression. That we first receive our ideas, that we are mind. And from that divine mind, ideas come through our soul, through our spirit. And we are the expression. We are the hands and feet of all that is divine. To remember to be an alleluia from head to foot sometimes can be a little challenging. I was sharing with the metaphysical study group this week that I'm not going to share everything I shared with them in this setting, but I received some information about someone that I know in my life that has made a life choice that made me exceedingly sad. Exceedingly sad. Also based on what I know about this person, not terribly surprising. And I felt some real frustration about it and some real annoyance about it. And I didn't really go into anger about it, but what I did feel, it just made me nauseous. And I had to be with that and process through that and feel that sadness for the people in my periphery that it could have an effect on. But taking it out from one individual into a worldview of choices that are made to purposely hurt other people. To celebrate and go, yeah, I'll do that. It doesn't sit well with me. It's hard to understand the mindset that drives the kind of behavior that celebrates being able to harm other people. So I was already working on this talk. I had given it to Cheyenne a couple weeks ago or so, and again, a reminder to be an alleluia from head to foot. Regardless of what may be going on in your own individual life or in in the life of the world, to find that place within us where we can still remember who we are. For years, my mantra so many times is remember to remember that we are divine beings, that we are one with God, that there is no separation. Regardless of what the world looks like, no matter what is going on, we come back to center and we find that place where we can be an alleluia from head to foot. A colleague and friend of mine, a Unity minister, shared this week, there is a quiet, undeniable rhythm in the universe that exists completely independent of dogma or inherited beliefs. We feel it when we stand before a vast mountain range, float in the ocean, or experience a sudden wave of awe. It is a recognition that life is sacred and we belong to something so much greater than ourselves, than our small egoic belief systems. And everybody is that, regardless of how we get caught up in our dogma, in our human beliefs, in our personalities. I'm not going to say that's not reality, because that is a reality on planet Earth in our 3D dimension. But the truth of who we are, each and every one of us, every sentient being, is more than our small beliefs. And I believe that we are being called over and over and over again to rise up and to remember that and to live from that place. I also shared in our group, well, I'll just read this. I said it in other words. You can be an optimist or you can be a pessimist. And when I shared that, I said, because I can be an optimist and I can be a pessimist. Boy, can I go into pessimistic feelings and behavior. I have to be careful not to let that overtake me. But the balance between that is being a spiritual realist. Someone who sees clearly, feels deeply, acts compassionately, and yet never forgets the presence of God moving beneath every circumstance. This is what it means to become an alleluia, to remember. Don't let anyone shame you or gaslight you or doublespeak you or whatever the human ego tries to do to other people to let you know that how you feel is not okay. That how you feel is wrong. And there are a lot of people that I would like to have that conversation with, because when I am in my humanness, when I am in my ego, I want to tell them that they're just not thinking clearly. But you know what? They're on their journey just as I am on mine. I am their fellow or traveler in this ocean of love. But my life is my life and their life is their life, and we all get to choose. We do not get to control other people's spiritual journey. And it's all a spiritual journey, even for those people who are atheist or agnostic. Some of the most spiritual people I've ever known call themselves atheists. To my understanding, they just don't believe in a dogmatic religion. And a God as is often defined by the world. right? But these people have a deep spiritual core within them. We are all on our own individual journeys. So much I could say about that, but we will go on. Truth is not pretending something doesn't exist. This is Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity. And I love this so much. For me, this is so important. Truth is not pretending something doesn't exist. Truth is recognizing that spirit is the deeper reality from which transformation comes. We see what is going on around us. And we don't gaslight ourselves. If you are feeling it, you're feeling it. Own it, but don't take out a 100-year mortgage on it and, right, and indebt yourself to it. But give yourself the respect of saying, this really hurts right now. It is through that recognition that we can breathe into it and move through it and find out what our individual spiritual lesson is and have it work for us instead of using it against us. And this is true across the board, no matter what your belief systems are. The principle still works, and nobody can do it for us. We get to do it for ourselves. Now, to be an alleluia from head to foot means we do get to be that light radiating out into the universe. Not from a place where, by golly, I am going to change everything that doesn't look the way I want it to look. Because even though we are gods, we are not God. Does that make sense? You are not the supreme being of the universe. Whatever even that may be. Don't we have more questions than what we used to have when we were kids? When we were told what and how to believe? We change the world by finding that transformation from within us, and we let it shine from within us out into the world and how we show up and be in the world. In a world where so many are suffering, where greed, crime, and corruption seem to escalate, what is the spiritual response? It's not indifference. It is not fear-driven activism. It is aligned compassion expressed through right consciousness.
Can I get an amen?
It is finding that center within us. That is where change comes. That is where we activate the transformation and the evolution of consciousness in the world by being the example, not only through the right words, which sometimes our words may need to be straightforward and clear, but also through our actions in how we show up in the world. How we show up in the world. I love this Rumi quote. Raise your words, not your voice. It is rain that grows flowers, not thunder.
That's great.
Love you, Rumi.
Raise your words, not your voice. It is rain that grows flowers, not thunder. Be aware of who you are and how you are showing up in the world. What is your example? What is it that you are radiating? And alleluia is not an emotion. It is a frequency. It is a vibration. It's a state of consciousness. Everything is energy. Everything vibrates. Our thoughts affect our nervous system. Our emotions affect those around us. Compassion calms. Fear spreads. Love heals. We all know this. This is our daily, weekly reminder of what it is that we already know. And who it is that we want to be in the world. We come together on Sunday morning in this room for spiritual community and to take a rest and remember. And to find that strength within ourselves to be who it was that we came here on this planet to be a part of the ever-expanding, loving consciousness. So how will I become an alleluia today? Ask yourself that question each morning. How will I be an alleluia today? I was listening to Pam Gregory. She's an astrologist from the UK that I enjoy listening to, and every morning she goes out for a morning walk in the woods. And one of her questions as she is walking is, she asks the universe, her higher source, show me magic today. Show me magic. And I listen to her and I enjoy what she has to say, and I heard myself saying, yes, show me magic today. Let me see magic. My daughter had some wonderful experiences this week around that, of just putting out a question similar to that and almost immediately getting feedback from the universe in signs and wonders and all that showed up. When we are open and receptive to the magic, it's not really magic, it just is. It just is, because it's always around us, just like miracles. It's not a miracle, we just open our consciousness to allow something that we would normally call miraculous to show up. It's actually the most normal thing in the world. But I expanded Pam Gregory's statement to, let me be magic today. Let me be magic in my own life. Let me be magic in the lives of people around me. Let me shine light and love out into the world. Where I see difficulty, excuse me, let me be light. Let me be light. I do have a special prayer request that just popped into my head. I didn't think I was going to mention this, but remember, several weeks ago, I talked about the teenage boys in town that are riding and doing the wheelies and playing chicken with cars. Well, they've notched it up now. And they're running out into the street and sitting in the middle of the street, playing chicken with their bodies.
Oh my wow.
I know. This is how much hurt and confusion there is out in our world, and our children are hurting, and they're trying to find ways to adrenaline rush, to have some kind of control, whatever it may be. I ask for us as a collective to just hold this in light. Because isn't that, they're that part of us that just want to grab them by the scruff of their neck and sit them down and just preach to them?
Yeah.
That's not mine to do.
We don't do that.
But it is mine to shine the light and the love and to be an alleluia in those young people's lives. We can do that as a collective. Wherever there is hurt and pain, we can do that as a collective while also remembering to take care of ourselves. So be aware of what you are radiating as you are out in the world. From Matthew 5:16, let your light so shine before others that they may see your good works and glorify the divine presence. And so it is.
So it is.